We back.
Yes.
We back.
We back.
We back.
We are back, y'all.
What's up, guys? We are back at it. I know it's been a minute. It's been quite a while. So we just want to come on and tell you where we've been.
Right. What's been going on?
Changes.
Life is life. Yes. So
a whole lot has happened since since our last video.
Right.
So we made a trip. September?
August.
It
was August.
To Georgia for the melanated campout. And it just so happens that the weekend that the campout was going on was the same weekend Hurricane Helene was coming in. So the trip, we left Texas and rode down to Georgia, and the rain started coming in.
Well, actually, we were going to do the Veterans Day because the melanated is at a Veterans Park. So they had a Veterans meetup on that Thursday. That was canceled because of the storm coming in. So we didn't actually go straight to Georgia. We stopped. We did go to Selma. I think we put a short out on that.
Yep.
And we kind of visited, walked around, just to kind of do a little bit of history. We always like to make something out of nothing. So that was very a neat little thing that we impromptu. We had planned on going to the Tuskegee Institute to the memorial or the park, whatever. We were planning on going there, but on our way heading there the next day, it was bad.
The outer bands started coming in, and we were like, maybe we should go find a place to camp up.
So we kind of boogied back to. We stayed in Birmingham. We found just a little mom and pop RV spot. It was really nice and quaint. It was kind of far off of, not too far off of the beaten path. I looked for COEs and I was like, I don't know if we need to go to COEs because of all the trees and the wind, because y'all know I'm scared of storms. Y'all already know that. So I'm like, let's just find something that's close, more inland. So we did. We found a nice little park to kind of stay at for the night, because the meetup was canceled on that Thursday. So we were just trying to find things to do to kind of, stay busy and to also bring you guys some, some content as well.
And let the storm pass so we could make it back in on Friday. But when I tell you that rain came in Thursday night, it rained hard. And then we started getting a leak in our fan. Our fan sits right above the bed. And so we spent countless hours trying to stop that leak, and I put bags up, I used duct tape. I guess duct tape ain't duct tape no more. Gorilla tape must have taken over, because duct tape is not duct tape anymore. We finally just exhausted efforts. Instead of sleeping north to south, we decided to sleep east to west, and we put a bucket between us to catch the drip, and we just fell asleep and said okay, and left it at that, and made it through the night. And then also on the way down, traffic, and when the rain started going, there was a little girl that spun out in front of us. She wrecked her car, almost caused a wreck for everybody else, but unfortunately for her, but luckily for everybody else, it was just her who wrecked, and everybody else got past. Then we got behind an 18-wheeler.
That was before, I think.
That was
somewhere along the trip.
And those upside down barrel blockers that are used in the freeway had gotten ran over. 18-wheeler rolled over it and skipped it up into us, and it hit the passenger front corner, knocked out our fog light, put a little scratch on the front bumper. So it was eventful.
Very. Getting
down to this trip.
Right, very.
So we get up Friday morning after camping out at the little mom and pop RV shop to make our way on into the event for the melanated campout. And we get there, we're going along good. We stop at a little Walmart to top off our gas, and one of our camping friends who's in our DFW RV campers group was also supposed to go. They were coming in Thursday. Since they got waved off, Actually, they made it there.
They were there.
They made it there, and then they evacuated the park. So they made their way back to a Love's and wound up having to leave the Love's. So they just went on home. So we were going to be in a dry camping spot. So since they weren't there, they were actually in a hookup spot. So we took their spot. So we were like, okay, we got in the park, we drove to the spot, backed in, put the van in park, and smoke just started billowing from the hood like nobody's business. I thought the van was gonna catch on fire.
It was bad.
It was bad.
It really was.
It was bad.
Because we were smelling it when we were talking to the people as we were coming in that were telling you where to go. And we were like, what is that smell? But we had no idea it was us because we didn't see anything.
We didn't see anything.
And it wasn't, we just thought it was something outside.
But once we put that vehicle in park, that smoke came. So what happened? We have a second alternator on under the generator. Since we don't have a regular generator, we have our van is set up for lithium. So we have an under the hood generator, which is the second alternator. The second alternator burnt up. So we get there and it gets cooled down, the smoke dissipates, I crawl underneath, the belt is still intact. So now we're trying to figure out how we're gonna get home after this is all over. So we met our friends from New York, Wayman and Michelle, one of our also followers, big fans of ours, and we were big fans of them too. They met us out there. They're also in a van as well. And so we made the best of everything. We spent the whole weekend with them, camping, cooking, fellowship, and had a great time. In between that, I'm trying to get on the phone with Thor, the manufacturer, to figure out how am I going to make it home, and to get some questions on, what do I do to bypass the alternator. Just to try to get some information. We call their emergency hotline. Emergency hotline. Little girl comes on the phone. We tell her what's going on. Say, hey, I've got some questions. I burnt up my alternator. I've got some questions on how to what can I do to ensure the alternator is not running. That it's not running, and are we safe to make the drive from Georgia back to Texas? She tells me, she takes my information and says that someone will contact me within 48 to 72 hours. And this is the day before we're supposed to leave. Right. And I'm going like, okay, so this is the emergency hotline, but you're telling me somebody's going to contact me back in 48 to 72 hours. That's not really an emergency.
At first, when she's saying something about getting it towed, did we?
We wanted it towed. We were like, no, we're not going to tow it from Georgia to Texas. That would have been outrageous. So, needless to say, Thor was no help at all. I've got some things about Thor. Thor was no help at all. They really weren't.
We did a lot of research on the page, on the owner's page. So we did a lot of research just trying to find out, well, a lot of people are already having problems with the generator anyway. The alternators anyway, trying to figure out, what did they do? Mine,
this is less than 2 years on the vehicle, and the alternators burned up. Now, we did, to be forthright on it, we had some signs that we were having trouble because the alternator was whining. Right. When I had it in storage, if you turn the main battery switch off, it kills the second alternator. Belt still spins. So I just did a little bit more research and wanted to make sure that when I turned that switch off, that it wouldn't spin, and that we should be okay as long as the belt was intact. Right. Now, some people in our owners group were telling people to just cut the belt and keep driving.
That would be bad.
There's only one belt that goes through the whole system, to the regular alternator, to the second alternator.
Don't cut the belt.
Don't cut the belt. Don't cut the belt. If you own a Thor with under the generator,
don't cut the belt.
Just turn the battery switch off. That kills that second alternator. As long as your belt is intact, you're good to go. So We spent that night. We had packed a lot of food, but Wayman and Michelle, they cooked one night. We cooked one night, so we had quite a bit of food left to take back.
Just if y'all are wondering, we did have power thanks to our DFW friends. I don't know if they want us to mention their name, but we're so grateful for them. I mean, we're not happy that they left because we would have loved to fellowship with them too, but we were able to have a hookup site to where we could plug in, and we were able to have power.
Because we brought our generator. We had bought a smaller generator because, we were planning on boondocking, so we bought the smaller generator for boondocking. But we wouldn't have been able to, we would have had to turn the battery switch off. It kills the refrigerator, kills the lights, it kills everything in the coach. When you're on shore power, you still get everything that you would plug into a regular outlet. So the microwave would come on, the AC would run, and speaking of which, because it was quite warm, so we were running the AC quite a bit, so having to have shore power was a good plus. So I came with the idea. I said, okay, all our remaining food we'll put in the freezer and let it freeze overnight, and then we would just clean out the refrigerator, put the food in the cooler, ice it down, turn the battery switch off, and make our way back. So we got up the next morning, did just that, put all the food in the cooler, clean out the refrigerator, turn the battery switch off, put the key in the ignition, set a few Hail Marys, turn the switch over, and it started right up. I let it run for a good 20 minutes before we decided to drive off. Shut it off, got underneath, raised the hood, didn't smell anything. Everything seemed to be working fine, so we cranked it back up again and we took off. So the first leg of the trip, I think we went like about 20 something miles, and I was kind of going a little below the speed limit just to kind of make sure. Then I would pull in somewhere, check everything, and after about 2 checks, I was more than confident that we were going to be okay. So we kicked it on in, and we made it on back to Texas, and we just now got to get it fixed. So my decision was to go back to our dealer where we bought the vehicle from.
I didn't want to because I know dealers are.
We bought our vehicle from Motorhome Specialist in Alvarado, Texas. She didn't want to go back. She wanted to try to find somebody because we had just been hearing so many horror stories about the dealers keeping your rig for 6 and 8 months and whatnot. And I kind of checked around. We tried
the Camping World.
Tried calling some other places.
Some closer places.
And they just, as soon as I said under the generator, alternator, they just wouldn't do it. So instead of trying to find, the old shade tree or some other smaller, she went ahead and agreed with me, and we took it back to the dealer. I called them first, spoke with a representative from the maintenance shop, and told them exactly what was going on, that we burnt our alternator. We also needed a fog lamp because we lost the fog lamp when we got hit with that object. It ripped the whole fog lamp out. I also, since we had a leak in the fan, I wanted to upgrade our fan. The fan that comes from the manufacturer only sucks air out. I wanted a reverse blade to bring air in, so when you don't really need AC, but it's nice and cool out, you want some cool air coming in to bring that air in. So we discussed that with him. We set up a date to drop the van off, which was
in October. So mind you, this was August for melanated.
End of August.
So we couldn't get a date to drop it off until October.
In the meantime, September, we were calling around other places, and then we finally decided to go back with a motorhome specialist, and we dropped it off in October. We met with the service advisor, who I spoke with on the phone. We went over everything. He told me, he knew about the alternators. They had just replaced one. Mind you, we were at our 2-year warranty period. So the warranty was up in February, and we dropped it off in October. Yeah. The service advisor said he would call Thor, and maybe they would make an exception because they were having so many problems with those alternators. Mm-hmm. So we said, okay, fine. But we got the price quote. We either way it go, we needed it, so we were going to pay for it anyway. Right. So whether they honored the warranty or not, he knew that we would pay for it. That was in October. Mm-hmm.
Well, and then we asked him, could we get it by November before Thanksgiving? Because
we were headed to North Carolina.
Right. We were going to go see my sister and, kind of check on her, but we decided we were going to go there for Thanksgiving.
He said no problem. Mm-hmm. No problem. Mm-hmm. Never done about it, the 21st, 22nd?
Yeah, he said come pick it up on the 22nd.
Come pick it up on the 22nd. Mm-hmm. We were like, okay, great. Mm-hmm. We get close to the 22nd. Nothing. I'm calling. I'm leaving messages. Nope. Nothing. Nope. So I finally got in contact with it, and they needed a deposit for the alternator. Hadn't even ordered the alternator yet. So if you need a deposit, I asked them, I said, okay, well, wait a minute. We just had an engine replaced in our other vehicle, and Ford just put the engine in. We didn't pay for anything because it was out of warranty. Right, we didn't pay for it. That was an engine. Right. That alternator was about $1,000 or something like that. $1,700 compared to an engine. Right. And I'm just going, you need a deposit before you can order a part? Yeah. And then why didn't you tell us that when we dropped it off? We could have gave you the deposit then. Right. Right. So we just. Oh, and by the way, since we hadn't ordered the part, no, it won't be ready for the 22nd. No. So we put a deposit, we gave them the money for the deposit, and we drove our regular car to North Carolina for Thanksgiving. Which was fine because there is some damage by Helene. Yes. Parts of 40 was down. Is wiped out. So we usually go all the way across Tennessee and come in because my sister has moved to the western part of North Carolina up in the mountains. I don't know if I would have trusted with the van in the first place. Yeah, because it was the detour going through the mountains. It was it was crazy. No. It was some winding roads. The time that we were going through was at night. Yes. So you really couldn't see much. So being in a regular vehicle was a lot better than going in the van. So that did work out better. Some of the country towns. Yeah. You don't want to get stuck anywhere there. So we get back from my trip, and we're checking in, and he told me he'd let me know when the part came in. He would give me a call. And weeks go by, still nothing from him. And so I don't know. I think I wound up calling again. Finally get him. He's telling me that he told me that the part was in, and that he would call the next week to arrange for pickup. He said by Tuesday, because I think I spoke with him on a Friday, and he said, the part's in. They're gonna pull it in the bay. They'll get it installed. And mind you, they're only installing an alternator and a fog lamp. An alternator and a fog lamp. That's it. That's all you really. Well, and the fan, because we got a new fan. Right. So Tuesday goes, no call. Wednesday, no call. Thursday, no call. On Friday, I call. And no, I take that back. I was getting ready to call, and then he called me. Still again, it's not done. We're still finishing up. Oh, and the mount for the fog lamp, when the fog lamp was ripped out, the housing for it ripped from out of the bumper. So there was only two ways to install the fog lamp. One was to replace the bumper, which is going to be very expensive, or two was just to put two small screws in through the outer side of where the mouth is for the fog lamp, and then bolt it up in there. So I'm going like, okay, heck yeah, put the screws in. I mean, it's you can't really see it anyway. Which would have taken more time, and I think at that point is when I was about to she was livid.
I was done.
She was livid.
I was done. I'm like, we didn't go to Louisiana. We had also planned to go to Louisiana
for Christmas.
For Christmas.
Yeah.
So here it is. So 2 trips.
October, November, December. Because we're this is towards the end of December that we're talking to this guy. Yeah. And it's just and my thing is, you've had that van for all this period, and you didn't know that the housing was gone from the fog lamp, and you wait till all this time for something as simple as that.
And I'm like, you didn't even give me a choice. Okay, we don't even have a choice now. Either you're going to keep it for another couple of months, or either we're just going to agree to go ahead on and put the screws in so we can get our vehicle back.
Right.
So I mean, I let him have it, y'all. I was mad. I was mad.
So we finally get to the point of time to go pick it up. So we're excited, and we go pick it up, and we get there, and he's talking about the balance that we owe for the rest of the installation. And so we're in his office, and he hasn't even, we haven't even went to the vehicle yet. I'm going like, okay, whoa, can I at least see the vehicle before I pay you? I mean, I'm gonna pay you,
right? But
usually you let me see the work, and we ensure that everything is good to go. We do a little walkthrough. Yeah. Let's go. So we walk out to the van. We get inside, and we're discussing the fan. The manufacturer, the fan that came from the manufacturer had a shroud over it. So so it contours. It's black. It goes with the shroud that goes over the AC, and it's over there. The purpose of the shroud is when you raise the fan lid up to start the fan. If it's raining outside, you don't get any water in because it's shrouded, so you can still utilize your fan in inclement weather. He contested that he couldn't get the shroud back on, which he told me wouldn't be an issue when we talked about the fan in the very beginning. So the shroud is not on, so we look up, and the cover for the fan lid is just daylight. You raise the lid up, start the fan. If it's raining, water is just going to start coming.
You're not going to be able to use it.
So my question to him is, how is that an upgrade? How is that an upgrade?
Well, first of all, if you couldn't put it back on, why didn't you call and say, hey, look, this is not working out. We need to try something else. Nothing. So needless to say, I'm pissed. I'm at an all-time, I'm still being polite, but I'm at an all-time, I am hot. We go back inside. We pay the balance. Oh, and the inspection wasn't done because the inspection was up in December. And you asked him like 2 or 3 times
about the inspection.
Make sure you get inspection done because
I sent him a copy of the insurance, everything. Inspection still wasn't done. So you had it for 3 months, and inspection still isn't done. I'm sorry, 3.5 months because now we're rolling to January for the pickup. So we didn't pick up till January. So you've had it for all this time, and you telling me you can't get the inspection done? So I'm livid. I'm livid. I give him his money. He wants to shake hands. I ain't shaking nothing because you haven't done nothing. So we decide, okay, we wanted to voice our opinion to a higher authority. So we were, looking at the service manager. At the point. He wasn't in his office. We spoke with another young lady, told her what was going on. I think she went to go find him.
To inform him. No, he was in his office, but he was with somebody else. And then when we came back to talk to her,
she was gone.
She was gone. So he was still over there. So I'm waiting, we waiting. And then finally, y'all, I'm impatient. I'm going over there and I'm knocking on the door and I'm finding out, hey, can we at least talk to you?
Yeah.
I don't expect you to do anything. We're at the point in our life, we're old enough to where, and we've lived a long time to where we don't expect anything from anybody. But you need to hear my voice. You need to hear my side of the story. So I'm like, I just want to be heard. And I want to tell you how disappointed I am, how let down I am, promises made and that's not kept, and no communication at all about things when they, come up and when they arise. So, he was listened.
He did.
He listened. He listened, and he wanted to make it right.
He did.
And he did make it right. So
we wound up leaving the vehicle there
again
because we complained.
Again.
So we didn't get our vehicle.
No. So we left it.
So we left it.
We did. We did.
He did. He promised us that he would make it right.
Right.
He said he was going to make it right. He ordered another fan, a Max Air fan. with a matching shroud. He did call me back and tell me that the Max Air fan that he had ordered wouldn't fit. And so there's something with the way that Thor put on their original fan versus the way the other fans are, their size or whatever. But he said, don't count him out just yet. He's got a fix. He's working on getting the parts that he needs for it, and he'll get it taken care of. He also informed me that our BM Pro tablet, so the Thors have a little small Android-like tablet inside that controls everything, your AC, your lights, all your deals. They're manufactured, the one from the manufactured, there's an issue with the batteries. Again, 2 years in, and really it started a year and a half in, just having issues when you would turn the battery switch on, the tablet would just keep rebooting. And if you weren't Bluetooth through your phone, you couldn't control your lights, your AC, you couldn't control anything. So we were Bluetooth to our phones, so we still had control. And I realized that if you just leave the tablet on for a certain amount of time and let it go through those reboots, eventually it would land on the page and it would work okay. Then I also found out through our owners group that if you just bought another battery and replaced the battery, that would fix it. So I did order a battery from Amazon and was willing to take it apart and fix it and get it done that way. But my man, the service manager, he ordered us a brand new BMP tablet, no cost. The upgraded on the fan, no cost. So he did come through. He did. He restored our faith in motorhome specialist, but that our service advisor, I'm sorry, I don't know whether he's having a bad day or we don't know. I don't know, but he just wouldn't help it at all. But they did come through. So they upgraded the fan. They put us a new BM Pro tablet in. He also suggested that we reseal the top of the van. They had a deal going for $199 to reseal the whole entire top of where all the holes were, to put new silicone, because obviously with this Texas heat, it kind of wears out. So we went with that. So when we picked up, all we paid for was the reseal and the inspection, because we did get the inspection done. And we drove it home and we did not look back. So speaking of home.
But anyway, just saying, guys, we got our van back. So we'll be back out there. It's been a long couple of months, but we will be back out there.
Got a trip coming up this weekend.
It's been a chore.
Got a trip coming up. So we get birthday weekend. Got a trip coming up. So we're gonna get out there. So other news in between all of that, with the van being gone and going through all that, we sold our house. We sold our house. We got rid of the McMansion.
He calls it that. I don't know.
And we have bought ourselves a new home on 2.66 acres out in the country.
Yep.
We did the reversal of the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah, we did. We did.
The city was just getting too, oh my God, all day and all night. We were in traffic from
it's just expanded. The DFW area has just exploded, and it's just a lot of people. Now, it's just nonstop traffic, no matter what time you go out. Now, granted, we know Houston, it's still not Houston traffic. But it is still a lot of traffic than what we were used to when we first moved in that area.
It's no longer quiet. We had a green belt behind our house. They knocked all the trees down, and they're getting ready to build houses right behind us. We did not like that. That hailstorm that happened in March, April of 2024, between the insurance, our insurance doubled, taxes were going up, HOA was going up. So we loved the house. We loved everything about it.
We did. I love the neighborhoods.
I love the neighborhood.
If any of our neighbors are watching, because I know they follow us, our old neighbors.
We miss you guys.
We do. I miss that soup girl.
We miss you guys.
We had some neighbors that were, we had some awesome neighbors. So I can't beat that.
So we had, and the twins moved out, so it was just she and I and our oldest. So it was time to kind of break free of that. So we got
huge. It was too much space for us anyway.
So we got it sold, and we moved about an hour and a half outside of the DFW area. For, of course, lower taxes, no HOA, and land.
We have Family Dollars, a Dollar General, Dollar Tree, and Kim's.
That's it. Small town.
And we're not far from the store, y'all. About 15 minutes
from the next major
from
city.
Everything, Walmart's and all your other stuff. So we're not out that far out in the country, but.
So this is our new adventure. We've got some things planned here. We want to, get a workshop in a area built to house Big Bertha. So I'll do some video on that as well, of the building of that, and put a video out. So we are back, guys. We appreciate you guys for hanging in there with us. And still,
also big news that I'm retiring still.
Getting ready to retire.
Yep. So I have a
countdown.
I have a couple more months left. So, and I love it. I mean, I do. I will miss it. I mean, my whole life is changing, y'all. I've been teaching for 27 years. We've been living in the same area for
almost 25 years.
25 years. So it's a big change. I am commuting every day. Well, not every day. I was doing every other day, but now I'm just going into the city. I guess I could call it the city. I don't know. And I'm staying with one of the kids until.
So she's working 3 days on, 2 days off.
Right.
So she's only there for 3 days and then 2 days off.
Yeah, I have a lot of days. I told you I like teaching. I like working. So it was like, okay, I'm okay with that. But I worked all the time. Now, things are changing in education. And those of you that know. So my position, because I'm an interventionist, because they're doing cutbacks next year, they won't have an interventionist at my campus. So once I'm done, there's no more interventionists, and I could find something else to do in the district or whatever, but I really don't want to,
Because we're going to be traveling.
Yes. I mean, the kids, are always saying, can I make it to 30? My students are like, come on, miss, you can do 3 more to stay with us. I'm like, no, you let me know when you get ready, come back for your legacy walk, and I will come back and I will visit you guys. But 3 more years, with this ever-changing world that we're in nowadays, and especially with education changing drastically, I'm just done. I love the kids, I love teaching, I love helping kids, but it's just time to do something else different.
Yeah. But that'll allow us to give more content out and really get things going. So again, we're back, guys. We're back. Appreciate you guys for hanging there with us.
Yes, we do.
Thank you. Those that have stayed. Those that have submitted messages out there and left comments and how you missed us, we miss you guys too. So we're back. We're back out there. So as always, we'll see you guys at the next video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit that like button, ring that bell, and we will see you guys at the next campsite. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.